Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen's boss, Perry White, issue 1. Mostly reprints, but you did read the new story by
Yes. Fraction and Lieber.
There you go.
So they just listed it as Fraction, Steve Lieber, Nathan Fairbairn, and Clayton Cowles.
Yeah, there's a Bendis story in there though, because I saw his name in the.
Yeah, but it's from an excerpt from Truth from Superman 18 from 2019.
Oh, you've read that already.
Yeah, that's why. Also, Old Men Talking in Bars from the Superman 80-page giant from 2011. But yeah, I'll get to reading this, but basically this story is Perry looking at the history of the Daily Planet since he took over, and it starts with him talking about his first headline, or not first headline, his first story, which was about a dog race that was canceled, and how he's been a part of the Daily Planet as much as the Daily Planet's been a part of him. Pete, do you happen to know what Perry is short for?
I don't, but let me have a guess, just based on the name Perry. I mean, I didn't realize Perry was short for anything, but
I didn't either. But then you see his very first byline, and they put it in here.
Will Perry.
No, it's Pericles.
Pericles.
So his name is Pericles White. And so talks about how could working for a newspaper ever get old? And then he talks about how when Superman appears, every headline's about Superman, and they have all these different moments of Superman's history. Superman saves Metropolis, Superman protects Metropolis, city again saved by Metropolis. They have, it looks like dinosaurs attacking, and one of them's wearing a top hat. Crypto has Mixie-Pitalik. And then that one says, Daily Planet, area dog, good boy. About Bizarro. It says Bizarro wins, but in parentheses loses. And they're just like these little snapshots of stuff that's happened while Perry's been there. And then he talks about that, when Superman protects your city, there's usually not a lot of news that you get to write because Superman tends to save the day. But there was this one time where Lex had developed these robots that would protect the Earth from invasion of aliens. And we see Lex standing over, this is in the story, the continuity of the Jimmy Olsen book, because he's standing over that giant lion statue that Jimmy destroyed. But these drones were harmless to humans, but not to aliens. And what does Superman happen to be? As an alien. So they, these robots turn on him. It looks like they're hitting him with kryptonite. Lex is looking so pleased of himself from watching from his window. And that the kryptonite were put into the new batteries. So it just happened to be a coincidence that they are kryptonite powered robots. But basically the city rallies around Superman. And then so Perry goes on and says, the old adage is when a dog bites man, that's not news. Because it happens so often. But if a man bites the dog, that's news. So the final headline of this story is that instead of Superman saving Metropolis, Metropolis saves Superman by Lois Lane with the quote, "Damn it, Luther, pout stupid, boondoggled mayor." And he says, and that's the headline of a lifetime. And he says his name's Perry White. He's the editor-in-chief of the Daily Planet, and he'll be a newspaper man till he dies. It's just a very nice story about, Superman and Metropolis and what, Superman means to the Daily Planet. And I was hoping this was just going to be a longer, not an anthology book, but just stories by Lieber, from the perspective of the newspaper. Not Lieber, but Fraction and Lieber. But we just got this fun little 10-pager. And it was really worth the read. And now I want to go and read the other Perry White stories because the next one that's by Fraction and Lieber is from the Jimmy Olsen book. It's a little section that was in one of the issues. That's Perry and Jimmy. So, but yeah, no, it was a really fun read. The art's still just spot on. That's what Lieber did best. Very classic looking designs again. So I'm gonna give that a 7.5.
Okay, cool. but worth buying a whole issue of reprints just to get that 10-page story?
I think because it was only how much? I didn't spend that much on it. Let me see. Let's just say when I picked up my books this week, my wife didn't yell at me for spending too much, like she normally does. It was $5. So, and you get about there's 5 or 6 stories. So you can do a whole lot worse. You know, if you have the extra $5, and you are a fan of that Jimmy Olsen book, you would have bought it already. But
yeah.
Yeah.